Hello students, welcome to the another session of the chapter Cell the Unit of Life. In today's class, we'll discuss about the nucleus, one of the important organelle in the cell, and it is called as a master organelle because it controls all the activities inside the cell, and hence it is called as a master organelle. So nucleus is the one which was first discovered in 1831 by a person called Robert Brown. He was the first to discover the nucleus. Later, a person called Fleming, he stained the nucleus with the basic dyes and he called that stained portion as chromatin. He called that as chromatin. Generally in one cell, one nucleus will be present, but in some of the cells, many nucleus also will be present, which is called nuclei. And in some of the cells, the nucleus will also be absent. For example, in mature RBC, erythrocytes and CU tube elements of the plants, they do not have the nucleus and the nucleus will be absent. So in today's session, we'll discuss about the structure of the nucleus. So nucleus generally it will be spherical or round in shape, and nucleus it will be having mainly 4 parts will be present. So let us discuss one by one in detail. The nucleus will be having a nuclear membrane, the outermost layer, nuclear membrane, and the second one is nucleoplasm, nucleolus, and chromatin network. These are the 4 important parts in the nucleus. So let us discuss one by one in detail. So this is the nucleus structure. Here you can see, and the nucleus here, the nuclear membrane, outermost layer, and here the nuclear membrane is of 2 membrane completely, that is outside is called outer membrane and inside that is called inner membrane. Space between the 2 membrane is called perinuclear space. And this will be about 10 to 50 nanometer the space. Outer membrane generally it will be continuous with the endoplasmic reticulum. With the ribosomes on it, generally ribosomes will be present. Rough endoplasmic reticulum will be present, continued with the outer membrane. And the outer membrane and inner membrane, it is not continuous. At certain points it has been cut and it is fused, and because of that a small space will be present, which is called as an nuclear pore. Space which is called as a nuclear pore, and this nuclear pore allow the molecules like RNA, protein and enzymes to move inside the nucleus and outside the nucleus. So this is the nucleus, and here cytoplasm will be present. As a result, through this nuclear pore, the RNA molecules, protein and enzymes, it will move from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm, from cytoplasm to nucleoplasm, and hence it acts like a connection between the nucleoplasm and the cytoplasm. In this way, the nuclear membrane has an outer membrane, inner membrane, perinuclear space between the 2 membrane, and where the membrane is not present, it is been cut and fused. That space is called nuclear pore, and together, all together, this is called as a nuclear membrane, or also called as a nuclear envelope. So this is the one of the very important part of the nucleus. So next, coming to the inside, that is a dense fluid like material which is present, that is the nucleoplasm will be present. Nucleoplasm, also called as a nuclear sac or also called as a nuclear matrix. So inside the nucleoplasm, nucleolus will be present, chromatin network will be present, and also some of the free RNA also will be present, proteins and enzymes will be present. All this will be present in the nucleoplasm. And next, coming to the another important structure in the nucleus, that is the nucleolus. Nucleolus is the one of the dark stained body, and it doesn't have any membrane and freely present inside the nucleoplasm and has a direct connection with the nucleoplasm because it is not surrounded by any membrane. And this nucleolus generally it will disappear during the time of cell division. So one cell it is going to divide into two cells during that time. So in the next chapters we will be discussing about the cell division. During that cell division, the nucleolus and as well as the nuclear membrane both it will disappear. And hence the nucleolus it will disappear during the time of the cell division, and after completion of cell division again it is going to reappear. And the main function of the nucleolus, it is known to synthesize an ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA will be synthesized. So in the last session we discussed about the ribosomes. So ribosomes is made up of RNA, and such RNA which is the ribosomes are made, and that RNA is synthesized in the nucleolus, and hence it is involved in the protein synthesis indirectly because it synthesizes the RNA, and this RNA is required to form the ribosomes, and ribosomes we know that it is mainly involved in the protein synthesis, and this ribosomal RNA is being synthesized in the nucleolus, and this and as the nucleolus it will be large and sometimes more than one it will be present in the cells which are actively involved in the protein synthesis. Means protein synthesis in which cells more it will occur. In some of the cells nucleolus will be large and it will be many in number because it has to synthesize the RNA which is necessary for the formation of the ribosome, and these ribosomes are the one which is involved in the protein synthesis. And hence this is about the nucleolus present in the nucleoplasm. Next, coming to the chromatin network. So nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus. Next, coming to the fourth important part of the nucleus, that is the chromatin network. So chromatin network is nothing but a DNA which is in the form of thread-like structure inside the nucleus is called chromatin network. And you can observe this chromatin network only when the cells are not dividing. So cells are in the interphase, means they are not dividing. In that case, only you can observe the chromatin network. So complex all thread-like structure will be present, completely filled inside the nucleus, which is called as an chromatin network. This chromatin network actually it will get organized into chromosomes when the cell starts dividing. So when you observe the dividing cells, you can observe the chromosomes there. You don't observe the chromatin network. So when the nucleus is in the resting stage without any cell division, in that time this network of DNA is called chromatin network. Once the cells start dividing, the chromatin network it will organize us into chromosomes. So for example, in human beings it is of 46 chromosomes will be present. The chromatin network organizes into 46 chromosomes. So in the same way, different organisms has different number of chromosomes, and hence the chromatin network it will organize us into the chromosomes. As a result, the chromatin network and the chromosomes it contains the DNA and some of the very important proteins which is called as an histone proteins, and along with this histone proteins some non-histone proteins are also found. Non-histone proteins also will be present in the chromosomes and as well as also in the chromatin network. So in this way the chromatin network, for example in the human being, the DNA which is present inside this nucleus will be almost 2 meter of DNA it will be present in the human being. So such a 2 meter long DNA will be compactly packed inside the nucleus, and then later it will distribute into the 46 chromosomes. In the same way, when the chromatin network here, it will be packed. In the chromatin network in certain points, it will be loosely packed, which is called as an euchromatin. Euchromatin, where it will be compactly packed, highly packed, and that is called as an heterochromatin. Heterochromatin. So this is the chromatin network. So in the interface of the cell we call it as a chromatin network. When the cells start dividing, the same chromatin it will get organized into chromosomes. So this is about the structure of the nucleus, and it is called as the function, it is called as a master organelle because it controls all the activities, all the function in the cell, and hence it is called as a master organelle. So nucleus mainly it is made up of nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus and the chromatin network. So this is the structure and function of the nucleus. Thank you.